So the app that I'm going to use today to make my photos look insanely good in just a few clicks is called Snapseed. It's a free application from Google and is available both on your iOS devices and your Android devices. Once you have the application installed on your phone or your iPad, you can simply click on the icon. You'd be taken to this screen where you can click on the plus icon to import your photographs. Now, this by default takes you to the camera roll. What I have done is that I've segregated the pictures which I will be editing in Snapseed in an altogether different folder, because I am not a big fan of how both Android and iOS mix and match Snapseed photos with the other photographs that are there in your gallery. That's why I always segregate my Snapseed photos into a different folder. Okay, so let's select one photo. Let's select this photo of Mount Fuji. As you can see, it's an already good photograph, but still it's not postcard material. How do I elevate it? I simply click on the tools button at the bottom, click on this option that says HDR-scape, and you'd see that the photograph has been elevated immediately in just one click. Now there are different modes to this filter. The first one is nature, which is suitable for photographs like this. It's a little strong though. The second one is people, which is suitable for both natural landscapes as well as subjects who are humans in your photographs. You can also choose between the fine and strong modes. I'm personally not a big fan of them because I feel that they make the photograph look very fake. So I will stick to the people mode, which in my opinion is the most balanced one. Now this filter is very intuitive to apply and play with. If I put my finger on the screen and drag it to the right, you can see that the filter strength is increasing as is indicated by the blue bar on the top of the screen. If I drag the filter to the left, the filter strength actually decreases. So you can just play along with your finger to increase or decrease the filter strength. In addition to the filter strength, I also recommend that you adjust two other settings. First one is brightness and the second one is saturation. Brightness is usually it usually does the opposite of what HDR mode does. It makes the photos slightly less contrasty, thus giving it the appearance of looking a little less fake. So I usually like to play with this option as well. And then you can also play with the saturation mode. Saturation, what it does is simply pops the color a lot more than what it actually is. In this particular photograph, I don't think it's a good idea because specifically in scenes where you have the sky, increasing the saturation will make the sky look really, really blue, which is not the case in this case. So I will not increase the saturation. I would put the saturation back to 0, but there you go. This is the postcard-like photograph that I promised you from a relatively not so good photo like this one. You can click on the tick button. You can click on export. If you can either share this photo directly to your Instagram, WhatsApp or the social media. You can click on the save button and this will save this photograph to your camera roll. I like to export it and that's why I click on export as, because it helps me put this photo in my desired folder. I'll click on the save button. Okay, so let's do this process quickly again. For another photo, I'll click on the open button here. Once again, I'm taking to the same folder where I have all my Snapseed photos arranged. Let me click on this Kinkakuji temple, which is one of the most photographed places in the whole world and is a definite recommendation for you to visit once you're there in Japan. Click on the tools button, click on HDR-scape option. You have 4 modes here. Once again, nature, people, fine and strong. I will shuffle between nature and people. In this case, I like the high contrast look that the nature mode provides me, and that's why I'll go with this one. One thing to note here is that the sky looks a lot darker, and that was actually what the sky was on that day. So I like the fact that this mode is actually bringing my photos closer to the real life. But this photo can do a little better with a little splash of color. So that's why I'll increase the saturation slightly. And there you go. Just in 2 to 3 clicks, you have your Instagram-worthy / postcard-worthy photograph. Click on the tick button, click on export. You can save it to your camera roll or you can export as and save it to a folder of your preference. Do comment below if you want more such videos. Also, please like, share and subscribe.